Okay, I'm really excited to show you this because it's awesome. What you're looking at is a jib, a tripod for an example, another tripod for an example, and back here we have a little slider. I love quick release plates. I've been selling quick release plates to you for years. You might as well just throw them all out. Check this out. If you could do this, well, you can't. Watch this. Start your counter now. Ready? Go. Check it out. If you need to remove your camera for any reason to replace the battery, pull off the card or whatever, it can be a real pain, and quick release plates make it easier. If you need to move your camera from something like another tripod, monopod, slider, jib, crane, whatever, they're essential to your sanity. iFootage, the maker of excellent tripods, sliders, monopods, and more, just changed the entire quick release game in 2020 with these, the Seastars. Only now do I realize all the little things I've been tolerating for years with these other quick release plate systems, and I didn't even realize it until I got my hands on the Seastars. Let's take a look at these. Now here's the Seastars Q1 quick release system. It's very simple. You got a manual, you got a little screw here if you want to adapt this thing on the bottom from a 3/8 to a quarter, all sorts of bling and stickers, and a manual. And of course, we're not going to read the manual, right? Now, this is super, super solid, as you'll see when I start mounting equipment and taking it off. The theory is really simple, if I can do this, because these are really on here. Wow. It just releases like that. It's got all sorts of bearings and special stuff and junk in here and everything else. And simply you let's take this off. That's a nice touch. You simply mount this to your camera or whatever you're mounting this to. You mount this to your tripod or your jib or your slider or whatever you happen to want to mount it to. You bring this along and simply seat it and it locks into place. This is solid. It's not going anywhere. I promise you that, as you'll see. Now, some really, really cool features about this. Let's see if I can do this. One is on a lot of these quick release systems and everything else, you don't get features like this. First, it's round, which is perfect because it actually gives me some room for most batteries when you put it on the bottom of your camera or whatever. Secondly, they've included this, I love this feature, the 3/8 and the 1/4 inch spring-loaded thing. Now, when I first saw this on their monopod, which I reviewed, I thought, yeah, you're going to try and mount something 3/8 on here, and it's just going to push it down, and it's going to be a big, giant pain. That is not the case. It grabs and it's done. And if you put something that has a 1/4, 20 on there, it seats that down, you're done. Second, notice this. This is a little O-ring, and it makes it really nice. You don't have to worry about killing your camera like other things. When you screw this up into whatever you're screwing it up into, it just seats really nicely, and it's tight. It does not go anywhere. I've tried seating this by hand really tight, and it hasn't moved. Usually I'll grab maybe a pair of pliers or something, and I'll just give it a twist, but that's unnecessary. That's just me. Now, inside this thing, there's all sorts of stuff going on, and I don't even know what all that stuff is. Basically, here's what they're telling you. If you need to, let's pull this off. If you need to, when you screw this on to your tripod or you screw this onto your monopod or your whatever you're going to screw it onto, and then you lock this thing down, if you just want to like be super cautious, little Allen wrench, and then you just reach down here with this Allen wrench, stick it in here, and then you start turning this, and what will happen is this will come out and give you some extra protection from it twisting on you. I just want to show this to you. And notice how those come out a little bit. That's just some extra protection, and it'll give you a little bite if you need that. I haven't really needed that on most of these. When I take and I twist this on by hand, by the way, I don't use any wrenches or anything. When I twist this on by hand, it's enough to seat it. And again, this no mar surface. I can't tell you how many times I have put something like that Manfrotto quick release plate, and I've twisted it on there, and it's just marred up my surfaces, and it just drives me crazy. And I love that they have this little pad here. Like you can buy these as a package. You can buy this thing as a package. I suggest you buy one of these first and check it out and try it. For me, I have 4. I'm probably going to go grab a few more of these. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have a base for my slider, a base for my jib, a base for my 1, 2, 3, I believe it is tripods or 4 tripods. And a few other things. I'll get a base for each of that. Then what I'll do is I'll get one of these for each camera. So my 600D, my 5D Mark III, my XF400, the GX10 I believe it is, and I'm going to be getting a new camera. I'll put one on each of these. So what happens is no matter what I have, I can simply twist, unmount, mount, and I'm done. I love these things. Now again, this is a Manfrotto quick release plate. If I was going to mount this on top of my tripod or my jib or my slider or whatever, which I've done all over the place, here's the first problem. Again, it's just metal. If you don't have a pad down here on your tripod, many don't, you're gonna mar the surface. And I guess I'm gonna mar the surface. The Manfrotto quick release plate, I need to tighten this down. This thing is going to slide back and forth if I don't tighten this down. It hits the bottom of your camera or your battery grip. You can't do anything. If you try and pull it out and do this funky, twisty thing, it doesn't work. Now you'll notice by attaching the Seastars to this Manfrotto head, I don't have a problem with being able to use this pan. It doesn't interfere anywhere on the Seastars at all like it does on Manfrotto's own head that they made. Now this is just a small arca-swiss plate. Usually arca-swiss plates, the way they work is these just fold into here, twist this on, and it clamps it down. If this screw is too far out when you pull it out like that, your camera's gonna fall. Now remember, there's a big camera on here, so you have to find it, stick it on here, tilt it in, and then you have to reach under all this gear and find this little knob. So if I put this on here, the knob isn't big enough. Maybe a smaller tripod or something. They have bigger plates and everything else, but still, this is not the ideal situation whatsoever. All right, if you don't see the value of being able to dismount your camera and your equipment, mount it securely, and it's done and stable, I don't know what to tell you. My recommendation on these is simple. Just go get them. You'll save yourself a lot of pain and headaches. Doesn't matter if you're replacing one camera off a tripod and back on, or many cameras on a single tripod. You're gonna love these things. Just go get them. And don't forget, I got free courses, free assets, free files, free stuff over at Basic Filmmaker University. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.